The demolition, you're standing in a landfill of self-help books. The air reeks of burnt sage and unfulfilled promises. To your left, a positive vibes-only poster eaten by mold. To your right, a cracked smartphone looping affirmations. You are enough. You are limitless. The voice is perky, desperate, like a clown selling knives door to door. This is where revolutions begin, not with inspiration but annihilation. Jordan Peterson's call to clean your room was never about tidiness. It's about dynamiting the cognitive prisons built by avoidance. But to escape, you don't need better habits. You need ritualized violence against the lies you've mistaken for yourself. Here's how. Act 1. Weaponize your flaws, the Jungian gambit. Carl Jung wrote, "There is no light without shadow and no psychic wholeness without imperfection." But modern psychology pathologizes shadows into disorders, to be medicated, not mine. The rebellion. Stop fixing your flaws. Hijack them. Procrastination, it's not laziness. It's your psyche's protest against meaningless labor. Redirect it. Use delay tactics to sabotage tasks that betray your values. Rage? Stop managing it. Channel its heat. The civil rights movement wasn't built on meditation apps. It ran on righteous anger. Imposter syndrome? Good. It means you're aiming beyond your current self. Let it haunt you into competence. Case study. Fyodor Dostoevsky, a gambling addict and epileptic, didn't overcome his demons. He let them write The Gambler and the Idiot. His flaws became fossil fuel for genius. The science. A 22 Cambridge study found that individuals who leveraged ADHD traits, hyperfocus, risk-taking, outperformed neurotypicals in entrepreneurial ventures. Your disorder is an evolutionary toolkit if you stop apologizing for it. Act 2. Take radical ownership. Nietzsche's poison antidote. Nietzsche's amor fati, love your fate, isn't toxic positivity. It's warfare. When you blame capitalism, trauma, or zodiac signs for your suffering, you hand power to ghosts. The rebellion. Own everything. Even the pain that wasn't your fault. Failed relationship? I chose someone who mirrored my unresolved wounds. Career stagnation? I traded curiosity for comfort. Political despair? I confuse retweets for resistance. This isn't self-flagellation. It's alchemy. As Holocaust survivor, Viktor Frankl proved in Auschwitz, the last human freedom is choosing your response to hell. Case study. Nelson Mandela spent 27 years in prison, reframing his captors. They took my body. They could not take my mind. By owning his suffering, he turned Robben Island into a crucible for revolution. The science. Studies on locus of control reveal that people who take radical ownership, even of misfortune, exhibit 300% higher resilience. The brain interprets agency as oxygen. Deprive it, and you suffocate. Act 3. Create meaning through absurdity. Sartre's a dirty secret. Jean-Paul Sartre called life absurd, but he lied. Existentialism's best-kept secret is this. Absurdity isn't a bug, it's the playground. The rebellion. Stop seeking purpose. Manufacture it. Work a dead-end job. Treat it as anthropological research. Document the quiet tragedies and comedies. Stuck in traffic? Pretend you're a spy collecting intel on the human condition. Heartbroken? Write breakup letters to your delusions. Burn them. Dance on the ashes. Case study. Albert Camus. The myth of Sisyphus is a manifesto for finding glee in futile labor. Imagine Sisyphus grinning as he pushes the boulder. Now imagine you as Sisyphus with a Spotify playlist. The science. Neuroscientists at Stanford discovered that intentional absurdity, e.g., solving math problems in a clown nose, boosts prefrontal cortex activity by 40%. The brain thrives on paradox. The cost of freedom: these acts aren't safe. Weaponizing flaws risks becoming your shadow. Radical ownership will enrage those invested in your victimhood. Embracing absurdity may alienate you from the serious world. But consider the alternative. The man from Section 1, the CEO choking on success, applies these acts. He fires clients who disrespect him. Flaw weaponization. Admits he pursued wealth to outrun his father's ghost. Radical ownership. Starts a death metal band called Corporate Sisyphus. Absurdity. His stock drops. His wife leaves. His LinkedIn becomes a ghost town. But for the first time since childhood, he sleeps through the night. The cliffhanger, yet one question remains. What happens when the rebellion succeeds? When you've torched the prisons of avoidance, owned your demons, and learned to laugh into the void? The final truth is both terrifying and sublime, a revelation that redefines what it means to be human. It explains why Peterson's critics fear responsibility, why Nietzsche's Übermensch is misunderstood, and why your soul has always hungered for this fight. But to grasp it, you must confront the ultimate heresy. What if responsibility isn't duty, but destiny?